guys. How are you? I'm excited. This is day 2 of our World Card Making Day celebration. So hopefully you are joining us live. If not, if you catch the replay, I hope that you feel inspired as well as we play with the tiny borders beyond cards. So specifically on our 12 by 12 pages. If you're not aware, let me go ahead and just make this quick notice, I guess. We do have a sale going on right now for World Card Making Day celebration. We end up finding quite a bit of our tiny borders in our move from our fulfillment center that we've been working on endlessly in September, but everything should be set up and going the first of this week. So yay to that. But with that said, we, in the mix of it, which often comes with moves, we did find some goodies. And so it just happened to be like, okay, let's quickly get this up for World Card Making Day. So I love the tiny borders. Our tiny borders are like our 12-inch borders. They are 6 inches or 5.5 inches. Some of them are a little longer, but typically your traditional card size. So those are all 25% off right now. We'll put the link in the chat. If you have not had a chance to take a peek at these sets, definitely grab them while you can. There wasn't many of these sets. Clearly, they somehow got tucked away with other products. And so there wasn't tons of them. So we'll put that in the chat. I think, David, you already did it? Okay. And David's over here with me as well. So if you joined us for yesterday's event, excuse me, we used our scraps of paper to create some quick cards, and it was really fun. I hope you take a chance, if you haven't had a chance to watch that, to go back and check that out. If you're a card maker, if you're like a seasoned card maker, or maybe you're just a wannabe card maker, if you're a scrapbooker, and you have scraps of paper that I promise you could put them to use. And then today I'll show you how you can use it on your 12 by 12 pages as well. So it'll be really great. But here's a really quick peek at the cards that we made. We actually started with this one. It does put a smile on my face, and that's what I love about it. And again, just proving that every scraps of paper has kind of a story left in it. It has something to give from a creator process left in it. And it's amazing what just scraps of paper. Literally, we had like some little piles of scraps, and we were able to pull something together from those scraps of paper. And I do think that every little card also carries a little piece of your joy when you send it out to the world. So it's a beautiful thing to participate in, and of course, encourage with using your scraps. This is one I created this one after the live. I said, I'm going to keep going. I'm in the mood. But again, pretty standard here, just pulling out some of your scraps of paper. This one I did a blocking because I only had very minimal scraps, but even just minimal scraps can also create a very beautiful place for that sentiment and joy to be represented. And then this one was really fun. Definitely a lot of you guys were talking about using this because we use the borders waves here, but instead of adhering that down, we did it so that you could slide something in. I went for now with a tag because it was in my paper stash, but it would be really fun to put a gift card or something in that pocket as well. So there's a follow-up from yesterday's event. We'll be creating more cards, and part of yesterday's event too, I forgot to grab this. And again, you can check it out. I shared how I organize my scraps of paper. So I talked a little bit more about that. And that has been so far the most productive way. And I've gone through a few versions, I guess you can say, on organizing my scraps. And that has actually stuck. I love when an organization actually gets to a point where it sticks because you know that it's working. So today, like I mentioned, we are going to go beyond cards. We're going to take some of these tiny borders, all right? These tiny borders, and we're going to show you, I think, I have top 4 ways. I think I have 4 ways. We're going to explore it as we go. 4 ways you can use tiny borders on your layouts when you're planning to create in the design process. All right, so we're going to check that out. Oh, and I do have a giveaway. We're going to make this short and sweet. So I am doing another giveaway at today's live event. So stick around. I'll explain more of that. David, after I get through 2 of my tips, remind me.
Okay.
Okay, because I really can't trust myself anymore to like once I get in the designing phase, my brain goes somewhere else. All right, guys, let's jump into this. I'm really excited to share with you. So currently I did pull out a border, a 12-inch border, because what I really love is using the small, tiny borders. We're talking the tiny borders, right? That we currently have, I guess you could say unvaulted, but really found. And for a limited time, they're on sale. I really like using them with the 12-inch borders. So really fast, I'm just going to put some photos on. We're going to do a clean photo lineup, something very fresh, maybe like this. And we'll get the bones of a layout kind of working here. All right. Okay. Maybe we'll actually, no, that works. So then from here, I actually like to think of the tiny borders as kind of embellishing elements as well. They're just kind of a fun way to add to that frame that you create with your 12-inch borders. So one of the ways that I love to do them is basically bookends. All right. So let me go ahead and take one of our sentiments, for example. Is that sentiment? Yeah. All right. Nope, that's not the AB. I'm going to pull out the AB like I would. And here on this spot, you could do a vertical or a horizontal bookend, but like you almost can create, right, like a top-down effect here. And I would actually pull this over. And you know what? So right away, I would actually, hold on. We're gonna go.
It's by to create, and we can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is locked in yet. So
I
cool.
was thinking it'd actually be really fun because these are your smaller ones. Maybe you try to line those, right? Like you create almost this bookend. So what I would do is I would take the BA and B, and I would place this one down here. And so it just creates this nice little staging place, so to speak. I mean, they're all kind of a fun staging. Actually, if you could even do like a mat there, guys, this could be so cute.
Could be.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to give that a go. Okay. And then of course from there, like say you wanted to take some tinies. I'm going to pull out tiny holiday, or not holiday, tiny travel, because I used it yesterday on a card. And this is one of the sets that are on sale. Okay. So Sentiments is one of the sets that are on sale. And you almost just create this little cute place even where you can add little designs. All right. So that's number one. Number one, I like to just kind of create a fun little quick bookends. Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
And often I'll do them vertical. I like that where it kind of goes like that. I don't know. Let's just flip this. Let's see. You could do something like that. I tend to do it more vertical whenever I do that approach. But think of it as like a bookend. Yeah. Think of it like a bookend. Okay. So that's one way. Actually, you know what, Dave?
Yeah.
I have that picture with the orange background. Can you pull that up?
Yes, I absolutely.
That sample right there. There we go. That actually is same concept. Pretty much what I just did. It actually was a travel pictures too. Yep. And those are some fun ones right there with the 3x3s. I think that is Frolic's border that I use there, if you're wondering. Okay. All right. So remember that number one way. Here I have another one. So let's go down to the down view here.
Okay.
All right. So let's say we designed a page like this. I would literally do a color block here, like cut a square out and then do that. I love this. I got to remember that. I'm like trying to make a mental note so I can also do a screenshot of this so that I can give that a go, because that would be so fun. And I probably see, this is the problem with these lives. Every time I get going, I'm like, yeah, we'll make it short and sweet. And then I'm like, oh, but what about this? What about this? No, but really, I would actually even take and mimic a little bit of that tiny left to right, or like right here. That would be fun. Super cute little details or little quick shots, especially if you were doing a travel page. Now, granted, we could replace these with anything if we wanted to change it out. Say we wanted to pull Tiny Springtime in, right? Which is another set that's 25% off. You could do that instead. You could do fun little details like that. So however you want to use it based off your papers, your pictures, your scrapbooking, but the concept is that you can use the tiny borders on your 12 by 12s. Okay, now the next one, I'm going to keep the bones of my layout for the most part here. The next one I often like to share people is kind of like a runway, layering runway. So where we actually did this, what event was that? The Flip the Sketch?
I think it was the Flip the Sketch.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about, where you kind of staggered the two borders.
I did.
Staggered.
Yeah, you can kind of do something like this. Actually, even if we kept our photos here, right?
So the runway is sort of leading to the thing at the end.
Yeah, like it's a runway leading to something, and it just creates this little spot that you could do something decorative. I'm going to pull in tiny plants, which is also another set. It's 25% off right now. Okay. And super cute on cards. Wait till we play with it tomorrow, guys. So fun. But it doesn't need much. Your pages don't need much, which then really, again, it just creates this interest, a little bit of an interest here. I'm going to kind of place this over here. And almost if you did the same thing, so you could do this and layer those. Now, you could do them right on top of each other, but what I'm saying is you do kind of a runway with the tiny borders, and then, but I love still layering those, right? I love layering those still with the 12-inch borders. Okay, so you could still create like little accents, something like that, add your photos, and you have another really cute option there. Actually, okay, so then what I would do there, let me put those mini photos away. You see this little spot here? This is the runway. So the runway you would create, let's say I did take a larger one, of tiny, like I would almost create like a little place that runs into. Actually, that could be cute with another layer. On top. So you kind of create this little cute little decorative runway. Okay, guys, I got to try all of these. I mean, they look different. I've tried the same technique, but for some reason they're just feeling different today. And that's kind of exciting for me. All right. So that's another way, is kind of like a layering with the tiny borders on top of the 12 inches, but yet staggering them a little bit as if they're running across your page, not necessarily your whole page. Although I guess you could do that too if you wanted to. I've never done that until we just said that, but let me go ahead and take these next pieces and we'll just see here. I mean, you could. It's a little more, you know, depending on if you're going maybe like for a more of a, what's the word? I'm trying to think.
Collage,
like a collage feel or something. Yeah, I don't know. That's the
abstract.
Again, abstract. Yeah, that's the value of playing to create. Okay, then another fun option. I'm trying to think if I had found one, Dave. I know I had one, but I don't think I had enough time to find that sample. So that's okay.
As a runway, you mean?
Mm-hmm. The next option is when you do a, I guess you could call it like a photo staging. Okay, guys, this is like where you take a tiny border and you either place, like you just tuck it in around. See how cute? It just creates this almost like decorative edge around your photos. And you could do this around any photo that you wanted to, really. Or like here, see how we have these two here? We want to almost create this photo stage. Let's take this little bit wider border, like so, and you do something like that. And then we come in, add a little accent. And so really play around with the tiny borders. This is probably the most common way I've used the tiny borders, is tucking around my photos. So kind of playing around with that. And I do a cute little layer there.
Very classic, very elegant.
Yeah.
It almost reminds me of a little window box, like a little planter window.
Oh yeah,
box.
like a planter window box. It really does.
Underneath the window.
Yeah. So again, very much creating like a photo stage, tucking around your photos, laying around your photos, creating a planter box, like David said. Probably made you think of that because of the flowers I put on it, but it really has that effect, that planter box effect on it.
Some embellishments.
Yeah. But again, if you're not going that route, let's say we go something like this, it still creates a nice little anchor.
For those.
Yeah, a nice little date, a place, a time, however you might want to do that. Okay. All right.
Oh, that's
two. Okay, that's two. Let me show you a sample really fast of this one. So pull the image up on the right of the ones that you just showed.
Okay.
Let's see if we can get that up. Okay, so this actually is a page that Mary Snyder created with the Kiwi Club. Oh, beautiful ride, I think it was. So this one, you can see she kind of offsetted it on the left side of her photo, but still tucked it up around her photos on both sides of those. And she didn't even use any of the 12 inches with it. She just used tiny borders as little cute accent pieces. And then this one, oh yeah, that's a good close-up. Very pretty on that. And she used shape scissors. Another fun thing, of course, pull those shape scissors out. Whether they're using with 12 inches or tiny borders, it's a given. Like, have to give it a try. And then this one, yep, this one is really cute too. Let me see if I can get a closer one.
Here's this one.
Oh yeah. So a little up at the top, a little at the bottom here, but again, tucking them around the photos. Okay. Go ahead.
Brenda asking how long the special is running. It goes through
it's
4th.
Yep. So World Cardmaking Day is technically officially tomorrow, but yes, it is through the 4th. Yes. Yep. So 3 days. We started it yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Okay. And limited stock, like I said. So I kind of just keep giving that disclaimer because I don't want anybody to be sad. It makes me sad when you guys are sad. But there wasn't tons, but we still found, I think, there's plenty different ones. So the tiny borders, it doesn't matter which one you get. Honestly, I think they're all fun. And it's another fun way to experiment even on your scrapbooking pages, like the ways that we're sharing today. All right, guys, let's do a quick giveaway talking about ideas. So we actually have, these did not make it into the shop. We did not have many of these, but I actually had a few at my house from, I don't even know where. We had a box here.
That's nice.
Yeah. So,
for a trade show.
Oh yeah, the trade show. That's where they were. And we don't even have many of these left, but I wanted to do a giveaway. So this is, of course, our card idea book. We don't offer this anymore. It's full of card inspiration and ideas. We're going to pick a lucky winner for this lovely card book. I'm going to ship it off to you. Okay. I'll even sign it. I'll even sign the card idea book. For our lucky winner today. All right. If you haven't participated in our giveaways live yet, basically I'll ask a trivia question. And then David, he sees all the comments from YouTube, Facebook community. They all come into this feed that we stream everything through. And he's going to tell us who the first person that he sees with the answer is the winner. So if you're like, ugh, blame it on David. Okay. Blame it on him.
I'll be that guy.
I can't have that kind of pressure. Okay, let's do this. You guys ready? All right. So here is the giveaway question. Like I said, it was really fun yesterday. We did a few today, and we'll do a few tomorrow too. Some giveaways. I'm going to pull some other options together. But for today's giveaway, all right, is, let me get there. I think you have it, Dave. Oh, I have it. Besides Christmas, okay, what's the next biggest card sending holiday? All right, the next biggest card sending holiday. Again, David's responsible. Okay, guys.
We did a giveaway based on a trivia question for the first one.
Yes.
Which was Christmas.
Which was Christmas yesterday.
By a large.
It's crazy. Yeah.
But we're looking for the second.
Actually, it was over 1.5 5 billion
Billion
Christmas
for
cards.
Christmas.
This one is only 145 million. I say only, but compared to the billion, it's kind of crazy when you think about it. So, yeah. Do we have a thing?
We do.
Okay, yay! Who is it?
Right off the bat, jumped in very quickly. We have a winner with Loretta Gregerson.
Yay, Loretta! Yes, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which was what, 145 million?
145 million. So lots of love notes and handmaids being shown and sent out around Valentine's. So
I do love all of the Mother's Day guesses as well.
Yeah.
Moms are great. It's
Yes.
good that we
Yeah.
we remember them.
All right. Loretta, is that right?
Loretta,
email us at support@kiwilane.com. We just get to make sure we have the right shipping address, and we will send that out to you. All right. So happy World Card Making Day. All right. So let me share with you a few more ways that I love to use tiny borders on my layouts. All right. Okay. So the next way, let me go to my notes here, is that I like to use is kind of like, I guess you could say, no, okay, so I showed you the bookends, I showed you the photo staging, accents. Okay, just little cute accents, nothing really touching your photos. All right, Dave, can you go down view here so we can see what we're doing? Thank you. All right, so not necessarily touching your photos, but more of like an accent. So let's say we designed our layout. I'm going to switch it up here. Okay. And we have, I don't know, our photos kind of tucked in, placed around. Do some cute layering. And then over here, maybe, let's actually take Frolic. I'm going to put Sentiments away. So if you were wondering what border I was playing with, I was playing with Sentiments, where you create almost this little cute accent piece on its own. You often see these on layouts, right? Where people will take little strips or stickers or things like this. And you can do the same thing with your scraps of paper, literally scraps of paper. And you almost just create a little place of its own to be. So little details, little accents. I'd tuck in something. I'm trying to think if I pulled anything out. Kind of tuck in there, or maybe like a little tag or something. Wouldn't that be cute? Or you can even do little photos. I'm always looking for places for photos. And you can even extend this, say if you wanted to, across the page as well. This one's a tinier border, but just to give us visual aid here, that could be really fun. And then even again, we could do that. So I'm showing it kind of with photos again, but really the accent piece doesn't have to have anything to do with like touching other places. It's just where maybe if you had a spot that you needed to, this is like, you guys, you've seen this so far in my brain. My brain is like, has to finish the layout. Like, it's like, oh, what is it going to do? It's just trained at this point. But with that said, yeah, it's just creating a nice little spot that feels more decorative yet on its own. That's really fun too, guys. So again, maybe it's just like putting a few here on the edges, kind of filling that spot up. And then you can even, even down here if you wanted just a little extra touch, right? And so little decorative, little things, right? Like that. I've also seen where it's just, like attached to, let me see, that lovely, the blue background. Can you throw that sample up?
Yes, ma'am.
Like just on the strip or on the edge of your page is often where you'll do little accents like that. You could see here in this layout, it's just above the photo there, kind of acting like an accent to that lovely title. And then you just add little elements around it, collage a little bit put some layers in, and it just becomes this cute little focal point in and of itself. So that's another way. Of course, you can just use them as little accents, the tiny borders on your 12-inch pages. So lots of fun things, whether you, again, are doing kind of like a bookend, you're layering them behind your photos, so kind of creating a photo stage, or of course, if you're using them as accents, the tiny borders on your 12 by 12s. All right. So that is a way that you can look at the tiny borders beyond cards onto your 12 by 12s. So if you have them in your collection and you haven't used them on a 12 by 12 lately, why not pull them out, use them again? They add such a fun little decorative and also fun little personality to your page, literally in small size, and that's kind of fun. And then, of course, go beyond that and also use them on cards because you have what you need: scraps of paper, tiny borders, and just a little bit of embellishments. That's what we used yesterday. And we were able to create a few fun cards. Now, of course, join back tomorrow at 10 a.m. for actually the official World Card Making Day, which is the first Saturday in October. So that's the first official day, I guess you say. But we're, of course, excited to be celebrating the last few days with you guys. And we will have an event at 10 a.m. Eastern time. We'll be doing some more giveaways. We'll do a few more on that day because it is the official World Card Making Day. And we will be also just creating some cards again, some fun folding card options, but ultimately just putting your paper scraps to use because that is so exciting to do and actually create something with it. So, okay, so Lisa says, learn so much every time I tune in. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I'm glad. I won a card book last night, Susan. Will you sign mine too? I will, Trudy. I will. Absolutely. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your day.
Double reminder you.
Yes, I will do it right after this event so I don't forget it over the weekend. I'm going to do it. I promise. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you back tomorrow. And make sure to check out those awesome deals that we have going on for World Card Making Day. All right. Take care. Bye now.